Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, the man in the chaps, the man in the wife beater, my brother Alex. Alex, how you doing?
I would say good, but I'm a little disappointed in you.
In me?
In you, yes.
Why?
You still have hair. I was expecting to see bald Ed.
Hey, fuckface, I offered you the opportunity to do it, and you said, no, you got scared.
I was too busy.
I was freely willing to let you have a chop at my hair, and you said, you got scared.
I was busy.
You
picked the wrong day to ask me.
Tell the truth.
No, I'm never scared to fuck up your hair. Never.
I was surprised you didn't take me up on that.
Well, I didn't turn it down, so the offer still stands in my book.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
I gave it to you last week. We were talking about. We were doing the show, and I said, let's do it after the show, and you went,
I had that thing to do, and I told you.
dude.
The offer's still good in my book, so.
Nah, there's no hair now.
You have some hair.
You like that? Hey, can I tell you something?
What's that?
Solo.
What solo? You shaved by yourself?
That's me.
You shaved by yourself?
By myself.
50 years old, you finally shaved? By yourself?
Shaved and haircut. Check it out. It's not perfect.
That's not bad.
It's not perfect. It's fucked up in spots.
How the hell do you do solo? I couldn't do solo.
Dude, clippers, and I will say this. It took me, like, 38 hours to do it. I mean, it took me for fucking ever, right?
A few days. Well, you, that's how you do it. You pick Friday evening, you start. You don't go to work Saturday and Sunday, so you have...
Yeah, I spent an inordinate amount of time in the bathroom doing it. Because I was super careful. It was my first time, right? So next time I think I'll be, and it's not perfect. If you look closely, which no one looks closely at me because I'm damn near 50, right? Ain't nobody looking closely at me, so I can get away with it, right? Plus, I'm not trying to look good for anybody because I don't look good.
That's true.
So, it worked.
Not bad. See, even you have too much hair on your head for me. I need to... In the bathroom, I like to cover the 3 SHs. Shit, shave, shower. Nothing more than that. That's it. I don't need to be
It's got to be quick, except for the shit.
The shit, you take your time.
Right, but the shave and the shower?
Yeah, that's quick.
I agree. I don't like spending time in the bathroom. It's one of the reasons why I went short, because it was taking way too long to comb my hair. But, yeah, I don't... time in the bathroom is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
I can't
no long hair.
I can't deal with it.
So what do we got, man? What do you want to open up with?
We got a lot of places to go. Where do you want to go first?
Oh, shit.
NFL?
We just finished watching some football, so...
Dude, so... I'm a little bit of a Cowboys fan, right? I'm a child of the 70s.
Oh,
and
God.
So, I'm instinctively a Cowboy fan. I'm not like a diehard, but I like to see them win. It does not hurt my feelings for them to win.
Okay.
Except for now, because they were doing so well with my prediction.
Yeah?
Right? Lose one, win one. Lose one, win one. Now they've ripped off 4 in a row. 8-5, 2 games up on everyone else in the division. Looks like they're gonna win. 2 games up with 3 to play, and they've got the advantage over both the Eagles and the Redskins who are chasing them. It looks like they're gonna win it.
They're gonna win the division. Oh my God.
And what's worse, they're gonna be better than 8-8. It's messing up my mojo.
Yeah, I don't know how actually I know how I feel about that. I hate it. I hate that they're winning. They've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I can't believe they've won 4 in a row. I really thought they would be like fighting us for last place.
You know what the sad thing is the season's gonna end up being a flop. Because they can't, my personal opinion, they're not 4 in a row good. They're gonna come back, they're gonna go back to normal at some point, maybe even swing a little bit too far and go from they're a good football team right now. Their defense is playing exceptional football, and the offense behind Ezekiel Elliott and now Amari Cooper opening the field up a little bit for Dak Prescott. They look like a good football team, but I still don't believe that they're much more than an 8-8 team. So I feel like at the end of the season, they're going to go into the playoffs, and they're just going to get manhandled by some wild card team.
I don't feel like they're good either, but we've seen it far too many times. A team just go on a streak to end the season and somehow,
Yeah, but this one would be kind of far, right? Because this would be quite the streak.
Right,
Usually
this would be like 8, right?
Yeah, usually when you see streaks like that, it's like the last 4 games, 3 games.
4, 6, sometimes
Right.
6.
Sometimes as many as 6. For Dallas, it would be 7, right? Because they've won 4 in a row. They've got 3 left.
Right.
7 in a row. That's probably too far.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, now they pretty much have control of the East. Because
Oh, yeah.
the
They win
Eagles
one
are
more
not.
game.
The Eagles are not going to catch them, and the Redskins. Well,
They win one more game and it's over. The Redskins, I feel bad for.
I don't.
I wasn't very high on them before the season started. They were outdoing my expectations. And really, what's hurt them is their quarterback situation. I mean, 2 quarterbacks break their leg. And that's rough. And now you got Mark Sanchez running your offense. It's just not good. The Giants beat the brakes off of them today.
Yeah, they the Redskins suck. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for anybody in the NFC East. So
The Giants are looking good. And the thing about the Giants, they look good going forward. Like, Saquon Barkley's the real deal. They've got a quarterback situation because I don't know what what Eli can do, for another season or whatever. It worries me. But
as much as I joke around about, they should lose the rest of the games and, get a high draft pick, you want to be able to build off. Going into next season, you want to be able to build off something, and what they're doing now is pretty much setting up for that. They're kind of building up to what we thought they could be, right? Score 30 points, 40 points a game.
yeah.
But, I don't know. I kind of felt like this was going to happen, though.
Yeah.
And then going into next season, we'll be like, oh, well, Eli's the quarterback because, well, we've seen what he did in the second half last season, and then we start 2018 all over again.
Yeah,
so.
and you wonder, right? Like, and even if he is good enough to start on that team or to run that team, at some point Father Time's going to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Your time's up." What if it happens at the very beginning of next season? And then you're right, we've repeated 2018.
Yeah.
What do you think about the NFC North at this point?
I think the Bears are. They got a tough test tonight, right? They play the Rams.
I think we'll get some answers tonight.
Yes, definitely.
That's
but
what I'm hoping for.
As of now, they've looked head and shoulders better than the rest of the North.
Even better than Minnesota?
Yeah.
Head and shoulders better than Minnesota?
Minnesota really hasn't impressed. I think we've expected a lot more from Minnesota.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's probably the team that's been one of the biggest letdowns in the NFL. When you start to,
I don't know, the Eagles are.
but nobody thought that they would, win the division. I think everybody thought Minnesota would win the division. Well, maybe you thought.
I think most people thought the Eagles were going to win the NFC East.
I don't know.
I think hopes were pretty high for both of those teams. From a divisional point of view, I don't know how far they had them going.
Yeah.
They probably had the Vikings going a little bit further than the Eagles.
I'm sure.
But look, I'm still not selling the Vikings. I think the Vikings are really gonna create a problem in that division. The schedule's nice for them the rest of the way, and I think they're a really good football team. It's only a matter of time. They've got Seattle, but then they have the Dolphins, the Lions, and then they end the season with the Bears. If they can get by Seattle, they can win the next 2 games. That'd be 3 in a row. That'd put them at 9-5-1, possibly playing the Bears for the division.
Yeah, but I haven't seen them put a complete game together, and it's 14 weeks into the season.
14 seasons.
So how long is it going to take for them to really put it together? And the one game that they kind of played a complete game was against the Packers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Bears right now,
Bears look like the best team in that division. What do you think about the? Did we talk about this last week about the Packers firing McCarthy?
We did. What do you think about McCarthy going back and saying thank you to everyone? And like he went back to the locker room and
Thanked all the guys.
He's
a classy guy. I like McCarthy.
Fuck that! I wouldn't go back.
Look, just because you don't agree with management doesn't mean that you're not close with. Think about
you text them and you call them over the phone.
Think about your current job. You've got friends at work. If your boss came and fired you because he's a dick, doesn't mean that you don't have friends that you still like and care about.
Totally agree. Are you going to go back to the place of employment?
Well, in your case, no, because they would probably escort you out with security because they think you're going to blow the place up.
What makes this any different? A couple $5 million? Well,
McCarthy's a nice guy. You look like a terrorist.
Well, that's true, especially when I don't shave. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone back. I mean, if you want to,
I thought that was a class.
Talk to the guys or whatever, text them, meet up for lunch, or wait till the off season. I mean, what's the sense of going? Tell me, I want to know if Aaron Rodgers was in there when he visited.
No, he wouldn't have gone back.
I want to know that. That's what I want to know.
Did you notice how well the Packers offense worked today?
Why is that?
Because Aaron Rodgers is back to playing football.
It couldn't have been Joe Philbin because he burned the 2 challenges with 13 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, Joe Philbin was the head coach at Miami when the whole Rich Incognito thing was going on.
Oh.
And, he was a puppet.
Right, right.
And I don't know who was pulling the strings, but he wasn't doing anything. It's a terrible idea. He's obviously not the coach going forward. We know that. But, yeah, it wasn't him today.
Who would be a good fit for the Packers? And I think this is a tricky one. I mean, there's no correct answer. I'm just saying, I think they have to be careful who they pick for a coach here.
You know what's funny it's funny that you asked me that. Every time there's an opening,
yeah,
I try to think of what would be a good fit.
Right.
And I just don't. I don't know. My mind just either I'm stupid, which is a possibility, or I just forget people. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. Like I never come up with a good. Like, I never think of something and, he would be a good fit.
Urban Meyer.
Dude, Urban Meyer's next job is going to be at a heart clinic so that he can be right there just in case. I feel bad for that guy. Let's deviate a little. Let's go to college football. Do you think he coaches again? Urban Meyer?
Yes.
Are you serious?
What? Yes, especially, and I'm not saying that he would be the next coach for the Packers, but if a team throws him some money,
you think he'd make the jump to the NFL?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I don't get the feeling.
If he comes back, it wouldn't be with Ohio State.
No.
Right. Okay.
And look, he is resigning because of his health. But part of his health is his relationship with Ohio State and the way they treat him.
Yes.
I've got a couple of business associates that I'm friends with that are Ohio State alums, and so they're just constantly into this Ohio State thing, and but everything they're hearing, even from their contacts back at Columbus, he is really unhappy. He was really unhappy with how that whole thing shook out, to the point where it was common knowledge around Columbus that he was pissed that he got suspended 3 games. He never understood why he got suspended 3 games, which if you think about it makes sense because if you see those press conferences, he was saying shit, but he had no idea. Like you could tell he was like, well, I don't know, but I'm sorry, I guess,
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not going to. So my point is, he's not going back to Ohio State. He doesn't strike me as an NFL guy. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that wants to go to the NFL. Lincoln Riley, on the other hand, the guy from Oklahoma, he wants to go to the NFL. And there will be suitors for him. So it's got to be another college job for Urban Meyer. And I think his health is really bad. And I don't think he's going to do it. I think his family will put the kibosh on any other job that comes his way.
I don't know.
So back to our original point about the Packers.
How am I going to tell my wife, hey, I'm turning down $10 million to coach the Miami Dolphins? My wife better kick me in the ass and tell me to go coach.
No, you probably wouldn't tell your wife that. you would tell your wife, "Hey, I just got an offer to coach the Dolphins," and she would kick your ass and say, "You ain't going to coach anywhere."
But if I included the $10 million, she would kick my ass and say, "Go coach."
Maybe your wife,
Shoot.
but Urban Meyer's wife, they got plenty of money, bro.
I don't know.
I don't think he'll go. I don't think he'll go anywhere. So who do you think is a good fit for the Packers? Because I'm not good at that.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on now. The guy can do it all.
Can you just see him running in between plays to the sideline, putting the headset on? Okay. I'm gonna call this play, Aaron. Okay. And he puts the headset on and puts the helmet on, and there's a delay so that when he puts the helmet on, it kind of.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's.
It is critical.
I think it's gonna be, especially because he still has years left to play, right? So you got to have somebody there that's gonna be able to be, the guy that says, "Hey, no, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it this way." And
it's got to be a big name because I guess someone with a smaller name, someone like Joe Philbin, might want to do it. But I mean, a smaller name's going to be afraid to go in there and deal with Aaron Rodgers because he just saw the last guy get shit canned. And a big name's probably the only thing that Aaron Rodgers would really accept. So it's a tough situation.
I would love to see Bill Cowher come back one day, and it doesn't have to be exactly necessarily to coach the Packers. But
yeah, I think
he was an awesome coach.
He was. It's really unfortunate that he had some health issues, and
I think his issue was more. I guess he had kids going into college.
Yeah,
and
it was both.
I don't think he had health issues.
I think he did have some health issues, but you're right. I think it was more his kids growing up and whatnot. But
So yeah, I think
I'd love to see him coach again. I agree with you there.
I think the Bears, man, unless they really collapse here.
Yeah, the Saints went ahead and clinched the South. So, and look, they're going to get one of the two byes for sure. I think it's pretty clear that the Saints and the Rams are going to get byes, and they will wait to see what happens wild card weekend. Dude, the Panthers have just...
Yeah, no shit.
The Panthers, 6 and 7, they're done, in my opinion. But
they've lost, 5 in a row now?
Yeah, they have completely fallen apart.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Carolina.
That game tomorrow night, Minnesota-Seattle, that's a big game for both of them. Seattle in the playoff hunt, Minnesota in the playoff hunt, as well as the division hunt. That's a huge, huge game for both of those teams. Should be good to watch.
Seahawks record on primetime from 2011, I think, to 2017, 17-3.
Wow.
On primetime.
So I guess they're going to win.
I'm taking them.
Let's see. Let's move on to the AFC.
Oh, let's start with the East. Please, let's start with the East.
The Jets pulled one out over the Bills.
Who cares about those two? I care more about Tom the Kneeler Brady losing to the Dolphins.
Are you still sore about the 1,000?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. Yes, I am.
Why can't you just be happy for his accomplishment? He was going to be my shout-out last week.
The guy has 5 freaking Super Bowls. How many more accomplishments do I want him to have?
He's a 1,000-yard rusher now.
Whatever. He did it the cheap way.
By running?
God, that pisses me off. That really annoyed me. I gotta say, that annoyed me.
Hold on. Go ahead and play it back. For the people that don't know, go ahead and play it back. Explain your frustration because this is freaking hilarious to me.
So Thomas Brady last week against the Minnesota Vikings, sometime during the game, accomplished 1,000 yards rushing. Great.
In his career.
Bravo. Yeah, in his career.
In his career, not in the game.
Yeah, no, that would be a world record. Real nice. That's great.
It was late in the game he accomplished.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So they do what they always do and, blow out the Vikings, right? They won by, 2 scores. Mm-hmm. They have the ball last. Tom
victory formation.
takes the victory formation. does the kneel down, but it's not just an ordinary kneel down. He kneels forward, and after kneeling forward, he makes sure he turns around to the referee and tells him, "Mark the spot right there," so he can have positive yards and not finish.
Well, no, so that he wouldn't lose a yard.
Right, yeah, well, yeah, positive yards.
No, he wanted it to be a no gain. That wouldn't be positive.
Whatever. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Look, man, 1,000 yards is a big deal.
You're going to tell me he wouldn't have an opportunity to get 1,000 yards? But on a kneel down, he does it? Come on, man.
Here's the thing.
Wait, did he have 1,000 exactly?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to tell me he's not going to rush ever again and get some yards?
Look, in the game of football,
man,
nothing is guaranteed.
The fact that you're defending it is even more pathetic.
I'm just trolling.
It makes it look even worse.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you have to remember, and this is why you can't really get mad at him.
There's nothing you can say that can change my mind.
No, but hear me out. How many games has Tom Brady won in his career?
The guy has 5 Super Bowls.
He's won a lot of football games, right?
Yes.
He's done a lot of victory formations.
Okay.
Right? He's lost a lot of yards in these victory formation plays.
Well,
hold on. Right? Am I right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it would be a shame for him to lose his 1,000 yards when he's already sacrificed so many yards on the victory formation. So he just didn't want to sacrifice that one.
Well, if this was his childhood dream to have 1,000 yards career rushing, then he should have thought about it 15 years ago. But and then he started going kneeling forward every freaking game. Then I would maybe respect it a little more.
I'm sorry. I love how pissed off this made you.
No, seriously, it really ticked me off.
I know. And I normally don't take pleasure in you being mad. I mean, I'm a dick, but I'm not that much of a dick. But this one I found very funny.
So that's why you think it's okay. Tom being a dick, kneeling down, it makes it okay. Because you're a dick.
Not for nothing, but yeah. Only because we've gotten this much mileage out of it. I think it's hilarious.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be an ongoing thing until he gets eliminated.
They lost on a funky play.
Yeah?
At the end.
Yeah.
And the worst part of that play is they had Gronkowski out there because they thought it was going to be a Hail Mary.
Right.
And he got crossed up by that guy.
Well, they should have known better. It's Tannehill throwing the ball. I mean, the
guy
can't throw that far. He can probably throw it further with his feet than he can with his arms.
But Gronk got crossed up pretty bad.
He did.
And so they ended up losing on a short pass with a couple of laterals. I think there were 2 laterals.
Yeah. Miami is another one of those teams that's sticking around.
They're 7-6.
I don't know how much they can really hang around. I mean,
they're 7-6, and unfortunately, they're not going to make the playoffs. They may end up 9-7, but I don't think that's going to be good enough because Baltimore, even though they lost today to the Chiefs, and the Chargers, who won today against the Cincinnati Bengals, are they're having exceptional seasons and not going to win their division. So, it's tough. But the Dolphins are hanging around. They're not doing bad, but they're not that good of a football team either. They just happen to play in a terrible division.
Now the Patriots lost, but they still clinched the division.
I don't think so. I think that actually stopped them from clinching the division. Yeah, because they're only up 2 on the Dolphins with 3 to play.
Oh, okay.
So, but look, they're going to win the division, and they're 9-4. They're going to finish 11-5, 12-4, whatever, and probably get that 2 spot.
As long as Brady finishes with 999.999999999 yards.
I don't think so. I wonder if he's like. I wonder if today, if he had 0 yards rushing and had to kneel it down, if he would have done the same thing.
You know what? I'm wondering the same thing. Oh God! You know what? We need to get off of this because we're gonna make a whole episode about me hating with Tom Brady kneeling forward.
I mean,
no, seriously. Do you think he would kneel forward? Oh God, that would make him even more of a dick.
I personally think he should because being 1,000-yard rusher it's a big accomplishment. It's important. Did you see the little Instagram post he did afterwards? He said that was one of his lifelong dreams, to be 1,000-yard rusher when he was a kid.
He's a wuss. He didn't respond back to me. You know how many times I tweeted at him? At his TB12 Twitter handle.
Well, yeah,
Come on, Tom. You got time to post a damn video on how you kneel forward. Knelt
forward. He probably blocked you because you probably threatened him. You better stop, or you were in Twitter jail once. You're going to Twitter jail again.
Jeez, let's move on from the AFCs because that's a waste of time.
The Steelers lost in Oakland.
Oh man. The Steelers are in trouble too because they still have to play. Well, no, they don't play the Ravens anymore, but I think they split. Yeah. They split. The Steelers have lost 3 in a row now.
Yeah.
Connor's not running.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
He's not playing.
And they got the Patriots and the Saints left on the schedule.
Yikes.
Which is tough. Although, by the time they play the Saints in Week 16, the Saints may have nothing to play for. The Saints may be like...
Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. It's a possibility. Yeah. And then they finish the season with an easy win over the Bengals. America's surprise team, right?
Yes. For 2019, of course.
Going forward, that's right. I thought I had heard people say that they were going to be the surprise team of 2018.
Yeah, those people didn't know nothing
about football.
Nothing.
Zero about
God,
football.
I was wrong on that one.
Yeah, well, it happens. Look, them losing to the Raiders is kind of not a surprise because they just... Man, if they found a peewee football team in Oakland to play against the Steelers in Oakland, the Steelers would lose. It's amazing. I've never seen them win out there.
I agree with you, but I don't agree with you, if that's possible. If this was week 3, week 4, I would totally agree with you. This is week 14 now. You're fighting for something. You're setting yourself up to go into the playoffs.
I agree.
This team has issues, and I don't know what they are, but...
They got to fix it.
They got to fix it.
They got to fix it quick.
And, not for nothing, but Mike Tomlin, you can very much compare him to McCarthy because other than that one Super Bowl, they fall short every single time. And God forbid they have to play the Patriots. They lose.
Yeah.
They lose.
And, the way it stands right now, they are likely to be the worst division winner, which means they'd have to play that first wild card weekend. They'd have to play the who they lost to.
Yeah.
They'd have to play the Ravens, which is one of those knockdown, drag-out fights.
Yeah.
Or if the Broncos make it, the Broncos just beat them. If the Colts make it, the Colts could present some problems. It's a tough go. The Steelers really have to fix what the problem is offensively because they're not going to make it up into one of those first 2 spots because that's going to be Kansas City and New England or the Texans. They're pretty far from one of those spots. So they got to play that wild card weekend. They're obviously going to be the home team, so they have nothing to play for in terms of seeding. They got to fix their offense. Yeah. They got to figure out what's going on there because...
now if Connor is not 100%,
well,
then that's going to hurt also.
And Connor's not 100%. He hurt his ankle, was it last week?
Last week, yeah.
He didn't look good today. You got to wonder if there's a problem.
He did play today. He played?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think so. You got to wonder. You got to wonder what's the problem there with that team, and they got to fix some stuff, or it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be first round and out, and that's not going to go over well with the fans there in Pittsburgh. Moving on to the AFC South, the Texans streak was snapped today by the Colts. Yep. I'm not surprised. Winning 10 games in a row in the NFL is not an easy thing to do. So winning 9 is pretty darn good. They lost today.
They didn't lose to nobody, though. They played...
The Colts are playing good football.
They're really impressive. And I'm talking like offense and defense.
Yes. That's what I was about to say. It's not just the Andrew Luck and
no. Although and Luck he's stacking up these...
He's stacking up some numbers.
Yeah.
They're playing good football on both sides of the ball. You're absolutely right about that. And it'll be real. I'll be real curious because now they're 7-6. So they're in business, for lack of a better word. Oh no, Connor didn't play.
Connor didn't play,
and that's part of the problem. You can't.
I thought he was out for this game.
40 rushing yards today for the Steelers. That's not gonna work.
You think if they say whatever, Connor can't come back for the rest of the season, they call up Bell, hey, want to play for a few games?
No, I think he can't.
He can't. No, I don't think he can.
NFL rules now. It's beyond.
Wait, the NFL has rules?
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't know exactly what they are.
Oh, okay.
You know, they got some rules here and there. The Texans are still in the driver's seat in the South for sure.
Yeah.
They're up 2 games on the Colts. The Colts are now in the fight for that last spot, and heck, don't count out the Titans either. They're also 7-6. So you got the Ravens, Colts, Titans all fighting for that second, for that last wild card, and Miami. So you got 4 teams at 7-6 fighting for that last playoff spot because it looks like the Chargers at 10-3 are going to, if they don't win the division,
so you
are going to pick up that first wild card spot.
So you got the Ravens, Dolphins, Colts, Titans at 7-6. Is that what you just said?
Are you not listening?
Is that what you just said?
I just said that.
I'm just making sure you said it right.
Are you paying attention? We got a show going on. Did you know that?
I heard it, but I wasn't
felt
listening.
the need to repeat it?
Yeah. Well, see, I don't have this ear covered, so it
He goes right on through. Kansas City, man, you said it earlier when we were talking. Patrick Mahomes looks like the MVP, and I can't disagree with you. I mean, him or
Breeze, right?
I mean, geez, today some of those throws were unbelievable. And you know what?
Including a no-look throw. I mean, you got to see the throw. Like you can tell from the helmet because you can see most of his face mask is looking one way, and he damn near slung it sidearm across his body on completion.
It's absolutely incredible. He is playing football at a very high level, and Heinz Ketchup is going to have to pay up because he's going to get to whatever that number was. What number?
57 touchdowns.
57 touchdowns?
Right.
Okay,
I don't know.
He's not going to get that far.
He's only got 3 games left.
Damn, Heinz. Could you make it a little harder?
Well, they did that on purpose.
Now we know when we get to episode 57, the Heinz Ketchup episode.
The Heinz Ketchup.
What Patrick couldn't get.
You don't think the Chargers somehow win that division?
Well, let's see who's playing who. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? Is who is playing who? So you got the Chiefs.
They play next week on primetime.
Fantastic. It's a Thursday night game.
Oh, it's a Thursday night game? Sweet.
Yeah. The Chiefs have it easy after that game, though, because they have the Seahawks and the Raiders after that.
Yeah, but they play the Chiefs they play the Seahawks on primetime.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a problem.
Seen their record.
Yeah, and then you've got the Los Angeles Chargers. I keep calling them San Diego. I know there's got to be a bunch of people in Los Angeles pissed off at me. They play the Ravens and the Broncos. So the Chargers have the harder road. No, I don't think they catch them.
No?
No, I think the Chiefs are the real deal. They're a good football team. I
got to see them in the playoffs.
I thought you said they were head and shoulders better than everyone else.
They are right now. I didn't say 10 weeks from now they'll be a head and shoulders above. I'm just saying.
10 weeks from now the playoffs will be the Super Bowl.
Right now, yes, they're head and shoulders above.
So then why wouldn't you think that they're going to just
because the playoffs are a different animal, and if they have to go play in freaking Tom Brady land, forget about it.
Well, this is what we talked about a few weeks ago, and you said no, they're head and shoulders better, even though
they are better, but they're not better than the Patriots plus the referees. Jeez.
Make up your mind. Either they're head and shoulders better than everyone else, or they're not.
They are.
If they're head and shoulders better than everyone else, you should be calling your shot right now that they're going to the Super Bowl.
No, because you already know who my Super Bowl team is. I'm not doing that.
No, but then you could be right either way.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I won't take the cheap way out, Tom.
And then find a way to pick the Patriots too. And then
people like Tom Brady do that. I'm not taking the easy way out, right?
Oh God, I love how mad that made you. What else? So, this is what we should do. We should talk a little bit about the podcast.
What's that? What podcast?
So, this is the Positive Sports Podcast, right? We went and we had a little fun last week. Episode 50 was kind of a nonsense podcast. We didn't talk about positive. We didn't talk about sports. And I don't think we talked about a podcast.
Nope.
We talked about everything else, though. Or almost everything else. If you want, go check that out. You can catch our podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you like. If you want to get a hold of us, if you want to chat us up a little bit about our episode and chime in, you can email the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of this guy, how do they do that?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho 8.
And if you want to get a hold of me, talk about my wonderful hair, you can do that as well on Twitter at eMontana21. You'll notice I'm wearing a fresh shirt today. For those of you that are watching on YouTube,
It's not a shirt.
It's a jersey. A jersey's a shirt.
No, it's not a shirt. It's a jersey.
A shirt is not necessarily a jersey, but a jersey is a shirt. It's kind of like that whole square and rectangle thing.
I guess.
A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. It's the same thing with jerseys. Anyway, I'm wearing a nice jersey today. It is the jersey of River Plate. River Plate today played the second leg of the final of the Copa Libertadores, which is the South American Club Championship.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, after some fan violence a couple weeks ago. They tied the first leg against Boca Juniors 2-2. They played today. They were tied 1-1 after 90 minutes. Had to go into extra time. River Plate scored 2 goals at the end in the extra time to win 3-1 and win the Copa Libertadores. A fantastic soccer game. The passion and the intensity of both games was incredible. These two are the biggest rivals in Argentina, and to have to play for not just a regular league game, but to have to play for something as important as the South American Club Championship, the intensity was heightened. It was tenfold. It was magnificent, and good soccer, great game. Today was fantastic.
Extra time,
which it was only fitting that they go into extra time because it was close. It was a challenging series, home and home, and really the fans that got to watch it got their money's worth. It was really good.
I wonder if they were actually fans of the clubs or they were just soccer fans right?
So just to bring everyone up to speed, the championship leg is a home and home series, right? So they play one game at Boca, one game at River Plate. They played the game at Boca, 2-2 tie. Next week, they're going to play the second leg at River Plate Stadium in Buenos Aires. And the fans were allowed to get incredibly close to the Boca team bus. They started throwing rocks and tear gas and whatnot into the bus. Some players were injured. They postponed that game to the next day. The next day, they were still worried about the fans. They didn't have the logistics figured out, so they postponed it again. Ended up pushing it back 2 weeks to today, and they moved the game all the way to Madrid, Spain. Now, what they do in Argentina when no visiting fans are allowed in Argentina because the fan violence is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So for the second leg, there was going to be no Boca fans because it was at River Plate Stadium. But for the game in Madrid, CONMEBOL, which is the governing body of South American soccer, allowed 5,000 tickets to both sides. So and there were fans, club fans. So there were 5,000 fans from each team that went over there. And then they did something interesting. They gave first priority to tickets to Argentinians that live in Spain. So they had to present some kind of passport or something.
Right, that they were
Argentinians.
Birth certificate.
Right. So they got in, and then the remaining seats were for people of the city of Madrid or whatever.
Interesting.
So yeah, and the atmosphere was fantastic. They filled the place up as though it were a local game. The game had a lot of meaning, so it didn't matter that they were so far away from home.
Well, I'm sure they did that so that they would be able to fill out the seats, right? Especially make it seem on TV that there was people at the game.
I'd imagine that however they wanted to sell those tickets, they would have filled the place. I'm guessing that they could have gotten the capacity is 62,000. I'm guessing they could have gotten 31,000 Argentinians from each club to fly from Argentina to Madrid.
No.
I mean, it's just those people are just rabid fans, and it was just a fantastic tournament.
So they gave 5,000 tickets to Boca and 5,000 to River.
Yep.
I wonder where those tickets were. Like if they had them on one side of the stadium.
They had them on opposite ends.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's no fun.
Yeah. No, I mean it's.
It would have been the only way to avoid.
Yeah. No, it's soccer. Soccer fans outside of the U.S. are ridiculous.
Yeah.
At the end.
Not only in Argentina, everywhere.
Yeah, I mean it's just. I mean you hear about it in England and Russia. And everywhere. So anyway. So that, hats off to them winning the tournament for the 4th time. And now they go right into the Club World Championships where they take the club champion from different parts of the world. Mm-hmm. So the European, Asia, Africa, North America, South America. And they play another tournament to see who is the Club World Champion.
Well, that sucks because soccer only matters once every 4 years, man. The World Cup.
Not to these people.
Well, to this guy, yes.
That's because you're not a true soccer fan.
That's very true.
Anyway, so what do you want to go to next?
I don't know. I haven't. I have nothing written down.
Hey,
we could wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. But first, I want to complain
because there's a game on.
I don't want to complain about the game.
No, I want to watch the game.
Just a little bit.
What's that?
What are the Rockets doing?
Not winning games, that's for sure.
My goodness. Talk about a hangover. And they didn't even make it to the finals and lose. Usually you see this from a team that makes it to the finals and loses. But they didn't make it to the NBA finals. Like, they still have that next level to get to, right? But they're not going to, at this point, they're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, they are abysmal.
You're going to listen to me when I keep telling you Mike D'Antoni is not the answer for that team. He's just not. And I just don't think they lost Trevor Ariza.
I think that's a bigger deal than people think.
It just seems like they're just not playing together.
Yeah.
They're just not playing together. That's all it is. And if that's the case, then it falls on the coach to not get to right the ship.
Look, I was not one of those people that thought Carmelo was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think he was going to be a solution, meaning he's not going to push you from Western Conference Finals to NBA Finals.
Right.
I didn't believe that, but I didn't think he was the problem this year.
No.
And now that he's gone, we know he wasn't the problem. Guys, you need to look in the mirror and do something because at this point, this season, you're pissing this season away. And Chris Paul just doesn't have that many seasons in him for you to be doing that.
No.
I mean, it's not pretty right now.
No. I just, Luka Doncic last night.
That guy's a real deal.
Yeah, I
like that guy.
Probably need a whole season as a sampler, but for the first, 25, 30 games.
25 games?
He's probably rookie of the year.
A quarter of the season, he looks like the real deal.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. Have you heard anything about DeAndre Ayton in Phoenix?
No, he's too busy fighting with Booker, I think.
Yeah, so, Dallas certainly made out well there.
Yeah.
And Trae Young's not bad, but...
Yeah, he's having a nice season.
Yeah, and maybe he's burdened by the fact that he's on such a terrible team. But
the Rockets... I don't know.
The Rockets, and I'm not a Rockets fan, but it kind of hurts me to see them be this poor at this point.
Right now they're holy shit. Right now they're and the West is so tight that they're not out of it. They're the 14th seed but from 8 to 14 it's a difference of 2.5 games.
Yeah, so, they can turn it around.
They have
there's a chance. There's plenty of schedule left for them to turn it around for sure.
It's amazing how many.
It doesn't look that way.
It's amazing how many playoff teams from last year are not in the playoffs right now, and they're all right back in in the standings. Minnesota, Utah, New Orleans, San Antonio, Houston.
San Antonio's another one that can't seem to find their way.
Nah.
I don't know. The NBA season's a lot more upside down than I thought it was going to be.
Told you it was going to be a fun NBA season.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so I had to get that off my chest.
Well,
shout out? You got a shout out?
Shout out. Yeah. You want to do Juan Adams real quick? He's got something coming up.
Tell him.
I don't know much about it. You know more about it than I do. I just don't want us to forget.
Friend of the show. Our good friend of the show, Juan the Kraken Adams, will be making his official UFC debut next week. If you guys recall, back in July, Juan the Kraken Adams was on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. He won his fight in dominating fashion, was offered a contract. This is his first fight on that contract. Who he's fighting escapes me at this point, but I promise you he's going to beat the brakes off of him.
Damn, I just saw it the other day.
Yeah, he's not. The guy is not. If you look at
we don't want to know his name.
You think it's me being a homer. It's not. I mean, Vegas thinks he's a big favorite as well. It's like a minus 380.
Yeah.
Anyway, December 15th, UFC Fight Night on Fox or FS1, one of the two. UFC Fight Night on free TV, folks. You don't have to pay for anything. Just tune in to FS1 or Fox, whichever channel it is. UFC Fight Night in Milwaukee, December 15th. Juan the Kraken Adams. He'll be on the prelims. He's not quite up to the main card.
He'll get there.
But he's going to get there. I talked to him not too long ago. I don't know if I told you this. Training camp is going great. He's a full-time fighter, so he trains all the time. He doesn't have his regular day job anymore.
No.
He's the real deal. He's fighting next week, December 15th. Catch him. UFC Fight Night on Fox or FS1.
And follow him on Twitter and Instagram at ChosenJuan285.
Yes.
On Facebook also.
Follow
him. He's a good follow.
Yeah,
on
he's
Instagram.
a good follow. He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Good dude too. I'm excited to see him fight next week.
Yup.
Kind of want to go to Milwaukee, except it's really freaking cold.
I would have loved. We really should have gone.
We should have.
I can't. I won't be here.
Oh, that's right. Well, no, you'll still be here.
Well, I'll be here, but
you're about to hit the road too.
Yeah. So.
Traveling man.
All
right. So shout
out. One of my shout outs is to Kyler Murray of the quarterback for Oklahoma. Just won the Heisman Trophy. He really came from behind to win this trophy. Tua, the quarterback from Alabama, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because I can't, was pretty much the front runner since the end of last season, and Kyler Murray really impressed the hell out of me. Just the way he's been playing. Won the conference championship and now gets his chance to beat Alabama on the first of the two playoff games.
Semifinal.
I'm excited to see that, and not only winning the Heisman for Kyler Murray, I think what he's done as far as setting up for his future. What it sounds like he's going to be playing for the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
To be playing two sports. And looks like he's got his eyes on Major League Baseball, but to be playing college football at such a high level, and winning this prestigious award in college is really amazing.
Do you think he will do the Bo Jackson thing eventually and play both sports?
No.
I
think if he really wants to be the best, just dedicate yourself to one sport.
Yeah.
He
is so good, and I think someone's going to draft him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think an NFL team is going to draft him just in case. And
now, I'm not saying he shouldn't.
Right.
But I think to perfect your craft. Plus, look, in baseball, you don't have to wear a helmet unless you're batting. But you know what I mean. There's not a lot of contact as there is in football. I mean, just go the baseball route.
If it was your son, what would you say to him?
Baseball.
Just one?
I'd let him do whatever if
it's you.
I would choose baseball. Just one.
Even if you had the opportunity to play football professionally.
Yes.
I think I would give it a go for a couple of years and do both. Because, just think about it. How many people get to do that?
Well, yeah, if you're going to do it up front, right?
Do it a couple seasons. Don't wait. Don't wait a couple years and then do it.
Yeah.
Do it right up front.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, he's an amazing athlete. To play football at this level, and he's pretty high on the A's charts. I mean, he's not just he's not one of those 32nd round draft picks. I mean, he's the real deal.
And this was Oklahoma's back-to-back Heisman.
Yeah. Hats off to Lincoln Riley, which you mentioned earlier.
That's right. That's right. You did.
You know, coaches.
Oh yeah.
You know, GMs in the NFL on Black Monday are going to pick up that phone and start calling Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. They're going to be calling him before Black Monday, right? Because the season ends. No,
if they don't reach out to him between now and the first,
it'd be about the same time, right? Because let's see. So this is week 14, 15, 16, 17. So Black Monday is December 31st.
Right before.
Right after the semifinal.
Oh, right after?
So if they lose that semifinal, his phone,
man.
He's going to have to put his phone on
throw it in the water.
Do not disturb, because he is going to get phone calls out the yin-yang.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So shout outs to Kyler Murray on your Heisman Trophy award. Yeah. My second shout out goes to...
hold on.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm doing another shout out.
Hold on.
Well, because last week...
shout out. Not shout outs.
Well, because last week you just ended the show and I looked at you all crazy and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I was like, you know what?
My bad.
Maybe he's got to go take a shit.
My bad, bro. Go ahead.
All right, so my second shout out goes to, and this was going to be my shout out last week because we talked some college football. And actually, it's more college football. So my shout out goes to the University of Central Florida, because if you look at their schedule this year and last year, undefeated, number one, every game they scored over 30 points.
Yeah.
Every single game they scored over 30 points. They're not getting the recognition that I feel that they deserve. So I'm giving it to them on this show. My shout out, UFC Nights, college football. UCF. What did I say? UFC? Damn it. See, I'm already thinking about the fight. UCF Nights. Shout out to you.
It's incredible that they've gone 2 full years. And they got another SEC team in the bowl game.
That's right.
They've got LSU.
If they beat LSU, which I think they will. If they beat LSU,
I don't know.
If they don't start in the top 10 next year, there's a problem. Top 10.
And that's been
top 10.
And that's been the problem. And that's been the problem with this football system all along.
Where did they start this year? Do you know?
They started pretty far down in the 20s.
Okay, top 10. I'll be happy with top 10. If it's 10, I'm happy with that. I think they deserve that at least.
Yeah,
after 2 seasons like that.
2 seasons undefeated. It's more than just they're doing something right.
I mean, let's give them.
And they have a new coach.
Oh, from last, really? So college football. Let's give UCF a chance to show if they're for real or not. I mean, they undefeated two straight seasons, and they're not the only team that's gone undefeated, right? 2 years in a row. I'm sure.
Ever? No.
Ever. I'm sure they're not the only. Okay, so but it's
rare.
But it is. But let's at least give them a chance to see if they can hang with the big boys.
Yeah. It's tough, and they're in a really bad spot because people talk about their schedule, but no one wants to play them. On their side, they're good enough that they don't want to get the $500,000 paycheck to go play you at your place and that's it.
Right.
They want to do a home and home, right? We'll play you at your place this year. You play us at our place next year. But people don't even want to give them the $500,000 because they're really good, and then they sure as hell don't want to do the home and home because they're good.
Right.
So they've painted themselves into a corner being in this conference, and it doesn't look like there's any room for conference movement right now at the present time, and it looks like it's tough. It's unfortunate because they deserve more recognition than they're getting.
What conference are they in? Do you know?
The American Conference?
The American Conference?
Yeah.
Oh. I hope they beat the brakes off LSU and forced, the NCAA
Well, but the problem, I mean, I agree with you. I hope that they do something good, but the problem is that really doesn't force anyone, because the polls are going to come out next year and they're going to say, oh yeah, but they had these guys graduate, so they're not as good this year. Never mind that everyone else has guys that graduate too, right? And they're reloading just like everybody else. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is in college football. College football is probably the worst of all the sports in terms of trying to figure out who the real champion is. So,
and my third, I'm just kidding.
It's like, holy shit! This is episode 51, and he's gonna have 51 shout-outs because he always forgets.
No, I'm done. I'm out of shout-outs.
That's it. No more shout-outs for you. My shout-out goes out to Max Holloway. Last night, Max Holloway defended his featherweight title in a real dominating performance over Brian Ortega at UFC 231. Max Holloway won the championship by beating a guy who everyone thought was unbeatable in Jose Aldo. He beat him once, gave him the rematch, and beat him again. And then, had some health issues that were really kind of concerning. He was going to step in and fight Khabib at 155, which is actually higher than his weight, but he had some health issues. They pulled him. Then they signed the fight for him and Ortega, and the week of the fight, on Tuesday, the week of the fight, they pulled him because he was showing concussion-like symptoms, and they never quite figured out what the problem was. And it was really kind of scary because he looked really drunk in a bunch of interviews back in July and just slurring his speech. I mean, he looked like a guy who had just gotten beaten up, and they still haven't figured out what the problem was. So a lot of question marks, and as you can well imagine, when you're going to get into a cage and get into a fight with another man who is a trained killer, a savage, it's got to be difficult to have any of these question marks floating around in the back of your head. But Max Holloway showed the mental strength last night and in his training camp to train and prepare and be the absolute best he could be. He fought a game Brian Ortega, an excellent fight. He won the first round. It was close. He won the second round. Ortega came back in the third round and gave it to him. And then in the fourth round, it looked like Holloway said, okay, no more of this. And just put it on Ortega. And, shout out to Ortega as well. The guy did not go down. He fought and fought and fought. And at the end of the fourth round, he sat on his stool, getting his instructions, ready to go. The doctor came in and said, no more. The doctor waved it off. It wasn't Ortega quitting. It was a tremendous fight. Those two will see each other again. But last night, Max Holloway was the better man, and quite frankly, looked like he was the better man by quite a bit against a guy who was an absolute savage. So, shout out to Max Holloway. Just an incredible performance last night. It was fantastic to watch the highest level of MMA.
I know a lot of tweets were, sound like it was a good fight. I didn't watch it, but
it was a great fight.
It was
a great fight. Very technical, very, very close. Until he put it on him in that fourth round. Wow. I mean, it was just amazing. Well, looks like we've come almost to the end of episode 51 of the Positive Sports Podcast. Episode 51. Famous number 51.
I got two.
Give me.
Bernie Williams.
Dick Butkus.
Randy Johnson.
Mike Singletary was 50. I don't have another.
I got him.
You win. Randy Johnson and Bernie Williams. Those are good.
Ichiro? Was Ichiro?
I think so. God, that'd be another good 51.
Yeah. Well, I'm sticking to Bernie Williams and
Bernie Williams and Randy Johnson's pretty good. Awesome. Very good number 51s for sure. Dick Butkus, right? One of the original mean linebackers in football. So it's funny how you always pick a little more modern than I do.
Wonder why.
I wonder why. Well, folks, like I said earlier, we welcome your comments and your support. Again, if you want to email the show, positivesports10@gmail.com, positivesports10@gmail.com. Brooklyn Gaucho 8 on Twitter is my brother Alex. eMontana21 on Twitter is me. Reach out to us at any time. Catch the show on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. comment, like, and subscribe. With that, we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. As always, folks, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.